Hello and welcome. Every company wants to find out how to get to you specifically and not treat you as a segment. One term that's being used is called personology. And how are people doing this? How are companies getting better at trying to find out what your tastes are, your preferences are, and then tailor the products and services accordingly? Well, to help me understand this better is Suman Reddy of Pega Systems, and his company does exactly this, try and connect with you better and help solve all your problems, as it was. Suman, thank you very much for being here with me. So you talked about a little while ago AI native companies, artificial intelligence native companies. So these are companies who've actually graduated from segments or even started straight away at the point where they talk to you as an individual with your own set of preferences and desires and so on. And that's really setting the benchmark in many ways. So how are the others responding to this?
Right. I think you rightly pointed out. I think we all sort of got spoiled in the last few years by working with AI native companies, whether we're ordering food or we are surfing online or we are shopping online or we are watching a TV for that matters, and
Netflix,
everything Netflix for that matter. So everything is personally tailored to your interest, your intent. They understand the context where you're coming from. As a quick example, even our Indian organizations like Swiggy, you ordered food from them from Hyderabad yesterday when I was coming here. I landed in Bombay. When I tried to order food, it gave me similar options. It knows that the kind of cuisine I like, so it picked up the chains and orders. So these are all AI native companies. But if you look at that consumers preferences have changed. They expect that this kind of a service to
will be available everywhere.
Everywhere,
yeah.
Whether it's a bank, whether it's an insurance company, or even for that matter, government space, which is going through a massive digital transformation. Now, given that, the expectations for the global 3,000 companies is how do I deliver that personalized service where I know the intent of your reach out even before you reach out to me. They want to understand the context without, even if you switch channels during the conversation from a social to mobile or another channel, they don't want the context should be carried from a channel to channel. And that poses a huge challenge for these organizations who are sitting on a large legacy systems where they already have to contend with a direct channel they've always had. With addition of so many digital channels, they're thinking more channels as opposed to journeys. Because customer journey is what AI native companies think of, what kind of experiences you leave with them. Whereas large organizations are trying to sort of chase that digital transformation. Therefore, they're building a lot of that AI logic in the channels, which is becoming very difficult for them as more and more channels come together, leaving the customer having incoherent and sometimes frustrating experience depending on which channel they interact with.
Right.
That's a huge problem right now with the global 3,000
So where do
companies.
you come in, and what do you do that can help perhaps people
Sure.
navigate this?
So what Pega does is we provide one-to-one customer engagement software built on our core platform, which what we call as digital process transformation. What we tell, the reason why you have all these incoherent experiences, not just about, one thing I spoke about was think journeys and not channels. The second part is a lot of people think about tasks. Today, people are building a lot of AI logic, or they bring in new technologies and create this bunch of tasks as opposed to outcomes. What the platform allows you to do is build these outcomes as opposed to throwing in robots here and there and create a proliferation of 1,000 robots which really don't give you a seamless experience. The last bit is the reason our platform is extremely important is because you think about end-to-end as opposed to silos. Now, when I say silos, I don't really mean functional silos. What I mean is, you have to create this digital transformation for your employees also, not just your customers. So we connect the entire digital transformation from a back office to the front office. The front office is where you engage with your customer, but the people who are engaging with your customer also have to be transformed internally so there can be complete seamless experience that you provide. So that's where we come in. We provide one-to-one customer engagement software, and then we provide a platform that automates all of your internal processes as well.
So now if you look at the gap between the AI native companies and the rest, which are the areas or which are the kinds of industries or companies that you feel are the ones who should be attacking this issue head on?
I think there are several. I think financial services, insurance is for sure. Telecom is another huge area, and quite honestly, government. I mean, we are actually seeing government actually doing massive investments. In fact, one of the stories I tell is we have working with one of our youngest states in the country, Andhra Pradesh, state of Andhra Pradesh. They're doing this massive transformation of converting the entire citizen services, which is where 33 departments and 750 applications are actually now providing those services. They're building all of that on one platform, which is on Pega platform, to completely alter the experiences that the 50 million constituents are going to receive, where you're able to measure a citizen's happiness index using the key performance indicators. You can look at all their interaction points with various departments and see how well your departments are actually providing those services. Of course, when you combine that with analytics, it becomes a powerful thing for the government to be able to reach, do that. So the digital transformation, I think, is required for all of the industries. But primarily, what we are seeing personally is that financial services, insurance, healthcare, telecom, and the government space are doing massive ones. Of course, manufacturing
and that's
is also
when things
another area.
need to be done as well.
Correct, that is right.
Right, and you said manufacturing?
Manufacturing is another area where I think a lot of, GM OnStar is another great example where OnStar for a long period of time, now it's become a legacy system a few years ago because it's been there for so long, and there was only a single channel they were catering into. They have now completely revamped themselves where they now can operate applying AI and machine learning, and they can actually have, instead of one contact center, provide seamless experiences in whichever channel that you actually access GM OnStar. So they actually predict now, based on your driving patterns or whatever, if your car needs a service or whatever, they'll preempt you and let you know before a few days ago that your car is coming up to service and that needs to be serviced. Or alternatively, they have so much of data now, they can read the driver's patterns of how he drives and actually tell the insurance company that he's a safe driver. You should give him some discounts in the insurance company.
Or not.
Or not, for that matter. So I think all of these transformations are happening even in the manufacturing and automobile sector as well.
Right. So last question. So what are the one or two things that you are specifically looking out in the next year or so, which you think can help either transform or make life better for consumers?
Well, I think, first we need to solve the problem that, enterprises have. Today, enterprises are now forced into choosing a particular system, and when I think cloud is now, is all present everywhere. But one of the problems in the industry is having is that people don't provide you cloud choice, or organizations don't, software companies don't provide you cloud choice, meaning you're tied into choosing a particular cloud provider. What we do is we provide cloud choice. What we are telling customers, our companies, is that, look, in order for you to have agility, to build your systems fast, and be able to worry about data protection and GDPR and a whole bunch of regulatory stuff, you need to be able to seamlessly move from on-premise to private cloud to hybrid cloud, or even public cloud for that matter, or move between an AWS versus a Microsoft or a Google. So we provide that cloud choice. I think that's a very, very important distinction to make, because once companies embrace this flexibility, then they can really choose the software of their choice and make this transition quicker.
Suman Reddy, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.